In a quiet village nestled between the hills and forests of West Africa, there lived a young girl named Sophia. She was known to all as the poor girl. Her parents had died when she was just a baby, and she had no siblings or family to care for her. She lived in a small clay hut at the edge of the village, with a leaking roof and no door, barely protected from the wind and rain. Sophia had nothing of her own. Her clothes were old and torn, her shoes were made from worn-out leather, and her meals were whatever scraps kind-hearted villagers would give her. But there was something special about her. No matter how hard life became, she never stopped smiling. Every morning, Sophia rose with the sun. She swept the front of her hut with a bundle of dry grass, tied her hair in a simple scarf, and walked through the village offering help. She carried water for old women, cleaned yam peelings for market sellers, and helped mind crying babies when mothers needed a moment to rest. In return, some gave her food, a few coins, or warm words of encouragement. Others ignored her or treated her unkindly, calling her the beggar girl or laughing at her patched-up dress. Still, Sophia never complained. She always said, "Thank you," and kept her heart full of hope. Her kindness shone like the sun, and though she had little, she gave what she could: time, effort, and a gentle smile. One hot afternoon, as the village bustled with market day activity, a mysterious old woman entered the square. She was hunched over, leaning on a crooked stick. Her clothes were dusty, her hair was tangled, and her face was wrinkled like a dried leaf. She looked tired and hungry. The villagers turned away. Some whispered that she might be a witch. Others crossed to the other side of the road, pretending not to see her. But Sophia saw her and hurried over. "Mama," she said gently, "you look tired. Please sit under this tree." The old woman nodded and slowly sat beneath the shade of the great baobab tree. Sophia reached into the small pouch tied around her waist and pulled out a piece of roasted yam, the only food she had for the day. She broke it in two and offered the bigger half to the old woman. "It's not much," she said, "but you need it more than I do." The old woman looked at her with warm, shining eyes. "Why would you give me your food, child?" she asked. "You have nothing." Sophia smiled. "Because kindness is free, Mama. And one day, someone might help me too." The woman chewed the yam slowly, nodding. Then she stood up. "You are not just a poor girl," she said softly. "You are rich in heart. Follow me." Without fear, Sophia followed her as they left the village and entered the forest. The trees grew taller and denser, and birds chirped in the branches above. They walked for what felt like hours until they reached a clearing with golden light pouring through the leaves. In the center of the clearing stood a small hut made of golden palm leaves and smooth stones that sparkled in the sunlight. "Go inside," the old woman said. Sophia stepped into the hut and gasped. Inside were baskets full of food: fresh fruits, yams, rice, and meat. There were beautiful clothes made of soft fabric, beaded jewelry, and golden coins stacked neatly in wooden chests. I don't understand," Sophia whispered. The old woman stepped in behind her. Her voice changed. It was clearer, stronger, almost musical. Her eyes now glowed with power. "I am not an ordinary old woman," she said. "I am a guardian spirit sent to test the hearts of people. Many in your village have more than you, but none showed me kindness, except you." Sophia's eyes filled with tears. "I didn't do it for a reward. I just wanted you to be okay. And that," said the spirit, "is why you are worthy." She handed Sophia a golden key. "This hut and everything in it now belongs to you. But promise me something. Never forget your humble heart. Share your blessings, and you will never lack." "I promise," Sophia whispered, kneeling in gratitude. The spirit smiled, then slowly faded away like morning mist. When Sophia returned to the village the next day, she looked different. She wore a beautiful dress made from the softest cloth. Her hair was neatly braided, and her face glowed with peace. At first, people didn't recognize her. Some whispered, others stared. But when she walked to the same baobab tree and offered roasted yam to an old woman resting there, they knew it was still the same Sophia. With her new blessings, Sophia built a large home at the heart of the village. She turned it into a place of refuge. She gave food to the hungry, clothes to the poor, and helped children go to school. She never acted proud or boastful. In fact, she still swept the front of her house every morning and greeted everyone with her familiar smile. In time, the village began to change. People became kinder, more generous. They remembered what true wealth was. Not what you have in your hands, but what you carry in your heart. Sophia was no longer called the poor girl. She became known as Mother Sophia, a symbol of grace, humility, and kindness. And whenever a stranger came to the village, hungry and tired, they were led to her home under the big baobab tree. And she always welcomed them with a smile and a piece of roasted yam.